So short form content, when you do it correctly, can drastically change your business. The beauty of content is it allows us to speak from one person to many, allowing you to create one video and send that out to your entire audience rather than having to spend hours individually sending that same message to one person at a time. But we also don't need to pay Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, whatever we're posting on, we don't need to pay them for this reach. It is completely free. So once you've built an audience and you've understood how to captivate them and how to provide them with value on a consistent basis, you're able to advertise for free and one to many rather than one-on-one. So I genuinely believe that if you can crack content and you get it done well, then this is one of the best ways for you to advertise your business. And it's now become easier than ever because of the new algorithm changes, where content that is good outperforms the content posted by people with large followings. So this has massively leveled the playing field for new accounts and people that are trying to make a name for themselves and build an audience on social media. So in this video, I'm going to go through tried and tested content types that you can post if you're in the fitness industry that allows you to build an audience, but also turn that audience into leads, appointments, and ultimately customers. Now we are going to focus on videos, primarily short form. So things that we're going to be posting on Facebook, Instagram Reels, TikToks, or YouTube Shorts. Now, the reason that we're doing this is on average, these generate the most amount of engagement in terms of comments and DMs. Now, if we're trying to turn our audience into paying customers, we need to start conversations with them. And it's easier to start conversations leading on from a comment or a DM compared to a like. So for that reason, we're going to be focusing on short form video content. So here we have the 5 tried and tested content types that are going to grow your fitness business. So this works if you're a gym owner, a PT, an online coach, anything where your service revolves around fitness and helping people get fitter, stronger, healthier, whatever it is, this is going to work for you. Now, this works for organic, but it also works for your ads. So a lot of these, if they work well through your organic channels, so they get a lot of likes, they get a lot of engagement, then they're probably going to work well as ads. So that's just a little tip for you if you're thinking about running ads and you want to test them quickly first, then using your organic channels can be a really good way of doing that. So just something to think about. So let's not wait around any longer. Let's jump into it. So the first one is client transformations. So before and afters. So what do we want to do here? Well, we want to show real transformations and relatable or inspiring journeys. And that bit is really important. These need to be relatable and inspiring. Okay, so why does this actually work? Well, there's 3 main things why client transformations work, and it's a very compelling content type. So firstly, it is proof that you know what you're doing. So proof and evidence that you can get the job done, that you can help people drop body fat, build muscle, recomp their body, whatever it is that you're trying to help people do. This is proof to them that you can get the job done. It's going to make people trust you more, and that's going to be more ideal. Also, if we are showing relatable and inspiring transformations, this can inspire your audience to take action. So for those people that are sat on the fence, they think they might want to start getting coached, they think they might want to start a small group training gym or rejoin their gym, whatever the situation may be, if they're seeing transformations that they think they could achieve, or the people within those transformations look similar to them, they're the same gender, they're the same age, they sort of look quite similar, then this could be really inspiring to those fence sitters, and it could actually be the difference between them just putting it off and actually calling you up or filling out a lead form or walking in and signing up. So yeah, inspiration is going to be another key reason why we want to use client transformations. And then thirdly, more about customer retention. It allows us to celebrate members or clients. So if one of your clients is being celebrated on their transformation, they're going to feel like they're getting the gratitude and they're getting the praise that they want. Okay, obviously it's hard to lose weight, it's hard to stay consistent in the gym, eat healthy and all that kind of stuff. So they've gone through all this pain to change their body, and of course they're going to be celebrating themselves, but if they can see others do it, then that's going to make them feel even better. They're going to like you more, they're going to enjoy your service more, and they're going to stick around and pay you money for longer. So that is why client transformations are really, really important. To make them even better and to make them as effective as possible, we need to be using before and after pictures and then clips and B-roll of them training, okay? And if they can have some sort of inspiring journey that sort of fueled this transformation, then that can make it even more compelling. So perhaps a sad story, or there's a particular reason as to why they started to train. Perhaps they turned ill, perhaps they were really self-conscious, whatever it may be. If we can sort of show a bit of vulnerability and a bit of relatability in our clients, then that makes these stories and these transformations that bit more compelling to people that are thinking about using us but aren't quite sure yet. The next one is talking head advice videos. So very, very simple, a short clip of you providing value to your audience through tips, tricks, and case studies. So this could be any sort of format, stories, case studies, something that you did that was wrong and you've learned from, or something that you did that was right, that you think, okay, people should know how I did this because it worked for me. or for your clients, whatever it may be, any way that you can provide value to your audience through some sort of story or case study or just list of steps can work. Okay, so why does this work? So firstly, it shows off your expertise. Okay, if you have a lot of knowledge in a particular area, then it's going to show to people that you are the expert, you are the authority figure in this space. You can speak quite confidently about this topic, about fat loss, about muscle building, about body recomposition, nutrition, whatever it is. And they're going to trust you that you know what you're doing and that you're going to be able to help them get to where they want to get to or solve the problem that they currently have. So posting talking head videos, not only does it build trust between you, well, that's the next one, but it shows your expertise. Okay, and like I was just about to say, the next reason why it works is you step forward with value and it builds trust. So if we can put something out there that's of genuine value to someone, perhaps someone's struggling with the types of protein that they should be eating, or how much protein they should be eating, or how much cardio should they do, or when should they do it around their session, whatever it is, if you can post a valuable piece of content that's 30 seconds to a minute long, where you go into this topic and it sort of sheds a bit of light on how you do it and how it's worked for you, and they find value in it, then they're going to trust you. And especially if they try it and it works for them also, that's built a massive amount of trust. So then that person, when it does come time for them to start going to the gym or hiring an online coach, you're the obvious choice, and they're going to be far easier to convert because you've already built up some trust between them. Okay, maybe not directly, but by putting out this value that they've actioned and found value in, then they trust you so much more. So that sale becomes way easier because they're pretty much already sold because you've helped them out for free. So they know, oh, well, if that's the value I get for free, imagine what I'll get if I pay this person money. And that's the sort of mindset that these people are going to have. So yeah, talking head advice videos, these are really good. Also, you're going to have a wealth of knowledge. You're going to know a lot about your particular field, whether that be fat loss, body recomp, CrossFit, how to run, how to bodybuild, whatever it is. You're going to be able to have a load of ideas when it comes to idea generation, coming up with good ideas that people are going to find valuable. If you've been doing this for 5, 10, 15 years and you have all this knowledge, there's going to be so many different things that you can speak about. It's going to be hard for you to run out of ideas when it comes to talking head advice videos. So you can really use a lot of these because you can just pump them out. You could do 10 in an hour, just sat at your kitchen table with a tripod and your phone, and then that's 2 weeks worth of content done right there. So that's a really, really good and easy to do piece of content. Next content type is behind the scenes and gym tours. So what are we doing here? So this is going to be raw, unedited footage of how you and your business works. So you're just going to show the workings of what goes into you being able to provide a really good service. So why does this actually work? Well, it makes you relatable, okay? People want to be able to see you actually working, okay? It's not all sunshine and rainbows, posting fancy content, looking really good on camera, and then that's it, the money just comes to you. People like to be able to see that you are grafting, you are grinding, you are doing work that you maybe don't necessarily want to do, but the work that you have to do to make sure that your clients get success. Okay, so if you can show that, you can show that you're working hard, you're putting in those extra hours, you're going the extra mile for your customers to make your service as good as it possibly can be, that's going to make people trust you more. It's going to make you more relatable. Everyone does boring jobs that no one really wants to do. So if you show off you doing that, it makes you look more human. It makes you more relatable to these people from the outside looking in, and they know that you're working hard. People also enjoy seeing how things work. Okay, so this might shed further light on how your process works. They might not quite understand what goes into being an online coach, what goes into being a gym owner, why it's hard, what you have to do to make things run smoothly, and they might not understand the amount of work that goes into it. But by you showing the behind the scenes stuff, they're going to start to understand, oh, wow, I didn't even think that they'd have to do that. Wow, there's so much extra work. It builds that respect. And again, you look like a hard worker for your customers, okay, which is going to build trust. It's going to make you look better, basically. And then, like I've sort of just touched on there, it explains your work more. So for those people that maybe aren't sure what an online coach does or what a gym owner does and why they make a difference, then this is going to explain that, okay? Not that many people won't understand what a gym owner does, but online coaching and things like that, people might not be 100% sure on what actually comes with that service. And if you're able to show some behind the scenes stuff, perhaps you're writing out plans, meal plans, trading plans, you're doing check-ins, whatever. If you're able to show that process, then people are going to be able to see, oh, that's what they actually do. That's the value they provide. That's how they could help me. And it just basically explains what you do without having to spell it out for them. You can just show them. So next we have walkthroughs and guides. So what are these? So basically this is going to be a detailed walkthrough of a workout or a meal plan. Okay, so similar to talking head video, but more of a demonstration rather than an explanation. So the reason that this works is exactly the same reason for the talking head. You show off your expertise, you step forward with value, and you build trust. So this might be a day in the life of someone who's trying to get fit, someone who's trying to put on muscle and lose fat, someone who's trying to run a marathon or do a high rocks or whatever the thing is. You're going to show people how you're preparing for this thing. Or perhaps it's just, this is my workout for the day. This is how I build my chest. This is how I improve my cardio. This is how I drop fat. This is the cardio that I do. Whatever it is, rather than just telling people, you're showing them. So you're taking your camera into the gym or showing them what you're cooking, whatever it is, and you actually show rather than tell. And that can be really, really powerful. A lot of the times, talking head and walkthroughs actually combine into one, where you explain what's going on, which is your talking head video, and then you also show them your process. So you show them doing the workout, you show them cooking the meal, and there is a voiceover done by you where you're basically explaining it as you're showing, and that can be really, really powerful, because not are you being told in terms of an audio, but you're also being shown, which is going to be really, really powerful. It really gets your point across. Now, the last one, and I would say this is the one that you're going to use the least, but it definitely works, and these are going to be challenges or viral trends. So you can jump on any current trend to drive more traffic to your page, so challenges, topics, stories, etc. So why does this work? Well, it can sometimes give you exposure to new audiences, so new people that have never seen your account before. But the fact that you are jumping on something that is viral, the algorithm is going to push you more, and you might get your video put in front of new customers who are basically looking to explore. They come across you, they click on your profile, they follow you, they engage, you get talking to them, and then you turn them into a lead. And this is basically getting people into the top of your funnel. Okay, so this is very much attention-driven content. So we're not really providing a lot of value here. We're not actually like creating that desire for people to convert themselves into leads or customers. We're just simply trying to pour more water into our bucket or into our funnel. Okay, so this is very top of funnel style content. This is not going to maybe generate leads per se, but this is going to get people into that pipeline so that you can then nurture them into leads. And it also works because it can sometimes open up collaboration with customers or other creators. Okay, so perhaps you're asking people to also join in on the challenge. You might get people that you've never spoken to before joining in, they interact with you, before you know it, they're a lead, before you know it, they've booked, and then they're a customer. Happy days. So like I say, you're going to use this one the least, because in terms of actually creating leads, this is going to be the worst at doing that, because it doesn't really build any desire. It doesn't really build much trust. It doesn't provide much value. But what it does do, like I've said before, is it pours water into that funnel. So you get more people aware of you. So then, provided that you're doing all these other 4 content types, these other 4 content types are going to nurture them and build that desire to jump on a call with you or buy your program or start a gym membership with you. So there is a lot more to it than that. Of course, we need to build out videos. We need to make them actually compelling. So these are the styles, but the execution needs to be spot on. So I've got a video on my YouTube about video ads, and the principles that apply to that will also apply to your organic content. So I'll leave a link to that in the description, so you can take these content types and then take the frameworks that I talk about in that video, and you can combine them together. You're going to be able to make some really compelling content if you use those frameworks along with these content types. So that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, give it a like. And if you want to learn more ways to market your fitness business effectively, then click on the video on the screen now.